Hello, gentlemen, ladies, and other of YouTube. Welcome to Destination Procrastination, where we do nothing and neither do you.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Corbin.
No, my name is Corbin.
Are you sure about that? I thought my name was Corbin.
He's Ben.
Am I Ben? Yes, I am Ben. And welcome to this channel. This is our first introductory podcast on Destination
Procrastination.
Procrastination.
This is our introductory podcast because we were very short on ideas and it's currently 3 o'clock in the morning. So if we sound shit and unentertaining, it's because we are. But
aside from that,
this is gonna be a relatively short podcast. It's gonna average out at about 30-40 minutes, and you can expect longer form content in the future.
Yeah. So, Corbin, what do we do on this channel?
Not very much. What you can expect on this channel is podcasts weekly, maybe bi-weekly, which for the uneducated means every 2 weeks.
Fortnightly.
Hopefully at some point when we get a stricter schedule set up, daily uploads of Let's Plays. It's just very hard between study and stuff, but we're hoping to get it done.
Yeah.
So this channel is basically going to be me interrupting Ben
all the time
because it's the best.
Yeah, it just doesn't stop.
It's going to be video games, a lot of comics, a lot of game reviews, a lot of podcasts about anything that interests in the week. So yeah, that's basically the gist of the entire channel.
Yeah, it's kind of a variety channel with gaming and nerd culture mixed into it. But so for today we decided that Corbin has just fucked himself up.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at our audio levels. They look like a fucking Richter scale. Actually, sorry about that. Warning: if you're not comfortable with strong language or cursing, you should probably turn it off now. And if you're watching with your parents, also the same.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a PG channel. We never intended it to be. It never will be. So, bite me, bitch.
Yeah, we're in for them sweet views.
All the views. So, a little bit about ourselves. We're both students in school, and
but we won't specify, bitches.
Yeah, we don't want you knowing who we are.
Could be 12, could be 18, could be 25.
Maybe my name's not Ben. Maybe his name's not Corbin. Maybe I'm Corbin. Maybe he's Ben. Maybe none of us are who we say we are. You don't know.
Maybe my name is Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. For those of you who get that reference, me and you were going to be friends.
I don't even get that reference. But no, this channel was conceived through big, massive imagination and lack of work done in studying.
Ideas.
Very, very half-baked. So, in this introductory program,
Excellent, good man.
Oh, it's a program. It's TV.
A good man.
Yeah, TV. We're YouTube Red, man. We have to break this up into episodes. That's how it has to work. We need them sweet dollar bills.
For you wondering, we're Irish, as you can probably tell from my accent. Not Ben, because he's been Americanized.
I've not been Americanized. I don't even know what I sound like. If you know what I sound like, just hit it in the like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, and like, comment, subscribe if you like our like, comment, subscribe jokes. But if you don't like our like, comment, subscribe jokes, like, comment, subscribe, and then like, comment, subscribe because you like, comment, and subscribe.
Please, we just want to be bumped up on the YouTube algorithm. Please.
We want that sweet YouTube monies.
Yes, we do. And you can also follow us on our non-existent Patreon. And
but there will be a Patreon eventually. There will only be a $1 tier for now, and the reward is more or less going to be the satisfaction of doing a good deed.
You're not getting extra shit, okay?
Not for now. No. Eventually there will be. It won't be good shit, but it'll be.
You'll get a keyring.
It definitely won't justify the $50 a month.
No, you get a piece of paper with our names poorly drawn by some Indian kid in a sweat factory.
That is not fair. He doesn't have to be Indian. He could be any race. Still working in a sweatshop.
Oh, of course.
It's fine.
What else would he be doing? So
there's gonna be a lot of Let's Plays.
Because
me and Ben both really like video games.
Yeah.
For those of you asking, it won't be many first-person shooters. We're not huge fans.
No, we're more of a kind of single-player RPGs. That's kind of what we like.
Maybe the odd multiplayer experience for maybe a 1v1 kind of episode, maybe a once-off, or maybe like a co-op game.
Or maybe like we might do a bit of an RTS every once in a while. We do have ideas for gameplay, as in we have different sort of styles and how we want to take it. So One of them will be called Truth or Dare.
Sorry, I just like to point out my audio levels are like fine and normal, but Ben's are through the fucking roof.
Maybe lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
Ben, no copyright.
No shit.
Ben, copyright.
No, please, no, don't do it. Don't do it to me.
Copyright.
Anyways, going back to Truth or Dare Gaming, it's a new segment we've come up with where basically the person playing the game has to answer statements that I will make up or Corbin will make up depending on who's playing, and the statements are either true or false. If the person gets it right, then we swap over, and if the person gets it wrong,
a dare is initiated.
A dare is initiated within the game.
Now we will be doing challenge let's plays, and I already have one figured out, which will be Ben doing a naked run of Dark Souls 3, which is basically where he will have the starting weapon, no armor, and that's it. He'd have to pick the deprived class, and I'm not doing it because I'm the fucking god of Dark Souls. I'll wreck it even without the armor, but Ben is quite poor at video games.
I'm not quite poor at video games.
Oh, by the way, if you've come here to see like expert level play and insightful commentary, this really is the wrong channel for you.
Nah, you just
we aim to be the best Game Grumps clone on the internet.
Shh, copyright strike. We can't say that.
We can. Game Grumps. Oh, and guys, as a small shout out to all our viewers that don't exist, if you haven't listened to the new Ninja Sex Party single Orgy for One, fucking get on that.
We're not sponsored by them, but we wish we were.
Could be hashtag not an ad, hashtag if you want to.
Hit me up, Game Prompts, please.
Yeah, hit me up, Danny Sexbang. No, don't get Ninja Brian. But anyways, maybe we should start off by telling you a bit about ourselves. Ben, would you like to tell me your top 5 favorite game series?
Top 5 favorite game series. So that would be probably Mass Effect is my first, and Corbin is touching me inappropriately.
It's only inappropriate if he doesn't want it.
Yeah, so my first probably be the Mass Effect trilogy, because fuck Andromeda. Second
Ben,
is
have you ever met the internet?
I have.
You can't say things like that.
Well, come at me, bitch.
Hold it, okay.
Yeah. I've got Assassin's Creed is my next. Halo. I love Halo. Jesus, another 2. I love Prototype, even though Prototype was fantastic.
Prototype is fine as fuck.
Yeah, and one game series not a lot of people played. Well, it wasn't a game series, it was one game, was called Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was a very kind of small game. Like I think the studio crashed and burned after making it.
Like RPG open
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. I would say it's more like an Oblivion kind of style game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot.
Well, was it really good, or was it nostalgia good? Like you look back at a play it now and go, "Oh, this is shit."
It probably would be. I mean, the graphics are pretty terrible, but I mean, the worlds were huge. The stories were great. There was a lot of side content, and it was just kind of. It was like just kind of Skyrim, except kind of more, sort of, just more. It had more.
Would you say it deviated from the general kind of adventure RPG formula, or was it just kind of another kind of adventure RPG?
It was kind of like another adventure RPG, I'll be honest, but it was just kind of one that I just kind of, I don't know, it really clicked with me. I kind of really enjoyed it, even though
I get that. You like a game, you like a game.
Yeah, I never finished it now, but I mean, for what I did play, I played something like, I think 60 hours into it, and I like still got nowhere. But I mean, it was pretty good for what I played. I really enjoyed it. So Corbin, what are your top 5 game series?
My top 5 game series, number 1, it'll always be my number 1, is Final Fantasy. I fucking love Final Fantasy. My first one was 13, don't judge. My first proper one was 10, but I happen to think 13 isn't that bad. Come at me, internet, fight me, streets.
You not just think that's your nostalgia speaking?
Oh, probably is like it. It's probably not a very good game. I can see why people complain about it, but I love Final Fantasy. Disgaea, which is a really cool JRPG strategy kind of game that is not talked about enough. Dark Souls, Monster Hunter. Fucking love Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is an excellent game. And number 5, Jesus, I actually can't think. I had 5 figured out. I really like the Kingdom Hearts series. I'm a big fan of them.
Just one game I was thinking of actually. I'd probably swap Kingdom of Amalur out for Darksiders.
I love Darksiders.
Oh, did you play Darksiders?
Darksiders was excellent.
Oh, I fucking love Darksiders.
I
never got to play. I never played enough of 2.
2 had a weird kind of RPG.
It was way more RPG, but
it was less kind of hack and slash and more, there's loot.
Yeah.
It was weird, but I thought I liked Darksiders 2.
I never completed it, but I did complete Darksiders, and I really liked
Darksiders
Darksiders.
was excellent.
And I can't remember, but whoever fucking voice acted War just. Oh.
You remember the merchant guy, the kind of Weasley sounding merchant guy that was always in Samael kind of smacked him around at the start?
Greetings.
Voiced by Mark Hamill.
No, that was the Watcher.
The Watcher.
Not a different
voiced
guy.
by Mark Hamill.
I think the Watcher was voiced by him. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the Watcher.
I have to say, guys, Mark Hamill, excellent voice actor.
Oh, stop.
Joe, he's every Joker.
He's every Joker. He's in things you wouldn't even expect him to be in. He's in
everywhere.
Darksiders.
He's everywhere.
I mean, like, he was great Watcher. I love the Watcher. I love the Watcher because he was just a slimy, like, piece of shit. But then, like, you know, he wasn't all bad at the end. Like, he tried to fuck War over, and then Samael was just kind of like, well, War, you know, released the chaos form and beat the shit out of him. But after that happened, then they kind of got a bit closer, you know. Their bond kind of improved after that.
It's a weirdly intriguing game, Darksiders.
Yeah.
It started off as kind of just like a God of War clone, and kind of grew to have its own cult following.
Yeah, I can kind of see where you get God of War with that.
It's strange. It's a good game though.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. You would never play it for like 8 hours straight. It's kind of a game where you pick up for an hour, have a bit of fun, put it down.
Yeah.
It's not something where you get like deeply engrossed in the characters. You really couldn't care less. Like,
I don't know. Like, I did like some of the characters. Like, obviously, I loved War.
War was great.
I like Samael.
But so was Death. Death was cool as well. And
Death was
they're releasing Darksiders 3, I think.
They are, yeah. And that's going to be Fury in that one.
I kind of think it's weird how they didn't stick to the original Four Horsemen. Like, it's not War, Famine, Death, and Pestilence.
Well, I imagine because, like, Famine and Pestilence, they don't have a nice ring to them. You know, they're all, like, most of them are all, like, one syllable. Like, you got War, Death, Fury, and Strife. Like, it just kind of rings better.
Yeah, I get you, but I still wish they kind of kept to the whole thing.
I do wish, though, that Darksiders 3 would have been Strife instead, because they always make references to Strife. You know, everybody's guns are all Strife's guns, or at least the replicas.
I see 3 bringing Strife in, or maybe you find out Strife is dead because you find his guns as Death in number 2.
Yeah, do you find his guns?
Yeah. You find it. I think you find it as well.
I know there's the blacksmith. I can't remember what his name is, but in the Darksiders 1, he forges like a replica of Strife's gun Redemption.
I'd just like to say I remember shockingly little of Darksiders 1, and I only played Darksiders 2 because it was free on PS Plus. But we're getting too deep into this.
We really are. We need to start pulling out something more big.
So my top 5: Final Fantasy, Dark Souls, Monster Hunter, Disgaea, and probably Kingdom Hearts. I know everyone gives Kingdom Hearts shit because its plot's a bit convoluted, but it's an interesting game with deep characters, and it's fucking Square Enix, man. And I'd play a shit simulator if they released it.
Oh man, speaking of Square Enix, Dishonored.
Never played Dishonored. Never played Dishonored.
I've Dishonored 1 and I have Dishonored 2, but I haven't finished 2. I did finish 1 and I managed to get the good ending.
It's absolutely amazing, but I've just never...
You need to play it, man. You really do.
Yeah, you need to play a Final Fantasy game.
I have.
You played 3 hours of 9.
Fair enough.
You didn't even get to the good bit. You didn't get to like the genocides and stuff.
I know, yeah. I will play that though soon.
But me and Ben are also deeply interested in comic books. That'll be another big thing on the channel. But I'm much bigger into the industry than Ben is. He doesn't get a lot of time to read them, whereas I spend 90% of my day doing it.
Yeah, no, I don't get to read a lot of comics, to be fair, though I did used to when I was about like 13.
Because Ben actually cares about his education.
Nah, not really. But it was, what I did do was I went into Eason's and I used to pick up this kind of like monthly kind of issues. They were kind of just like ripped from stories and they put them together. So I read a lot of the Wolverine and Deadpool line that was there. That was kind of good because sometimes they go into X-Force stories.
I love X-Force.
X-Force was
so
savage.
Good.
They like
nothing will ever be cooler than the black and white Wolverine costume.
I think the black and white Deadpool costumes looks a lot better, to be fair.
No, Deadpool. I'm not. The internet's gonna hate me for this, but I love the Deadpool movie. It was great, but I am not a big fan of the Deadpool comic books. They're not well written. Deadpool doesn't lend himself well to a solo series. He's great in a team up situation, just not in his own.
Yeah, I do kind of see where you're coming from now. I am a big Deadpool fan, and obviously I'm kind of biased in my opinion, but I do kind of feel like I think he does have his own merits. It all depends on who's writing for him. Do you know what I mean?
He's
Like-
never had, like, no one ever writes him well. No one. No
It's because
one.
they don't get any good writers to write him.
But would you like to tell the people some of your favourite comic books?
My favorite comic books. I loved Civil War.
Yeah, I like Civil War. Civil War
It's
was okay.
The only problem with Civil War that I had is that the one comic wasn't the whole story. You know, you had the main Civil War comic,
The tie-ins throughout all the rest
you
of
had
it.
all the tie-ins. I never read any of them, and then I found out like through the internet that like in one of the tie-ins, like Crossbones kills Captain America.
Yeah, the tie-ins are super important.
I know, and
Marvel
like
loves a tie-in event.
I hated that because I was like, I don't have the money to be spending for all of these tie-ins. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't have money.
That's why you wait a couple of years and they'll release a fucking 400-page trade paperback with every single tie-in in it.
No, that's usually how I read them. I read my comics through volumes. Like, one of the most recent comic books I read, actually the last comic book I read, was a Darth Vader comic.
Yeah, you were raving about that.
That was absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get the volume 2. It was Darth Vader, I think it was called Dark Lord of the Sith, Imperial Machine.
As opposed to the Light Lords of the Sith.
Oh yeah, because and that was fantastic. That takes place like just after the battle on Mustafar, when Anakin gets his suit.
Oh yeah.
And he becomes Darth Vader, and it literally just takes place at that moment when he goes, "No,
I have the high ground, Anakin."
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. And so do the Jedi. So I just do much talking about.
Yeah, as far as me, my favourite comic books, my number one favourite comic book of all time is the Alan Moore run on Swamp Thing. It's from issues about 20 to 64, and it's fucking excellent. Alan Moore is my favourite comic book writer. I will read anything he puts out. He is phenomenal. He wrote Watchmen, he wrote Swamp Thing, he wrote Miracle Man, he wrote fucking, what else did he write? He wrote Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, The Killing Joke. He's just excellent.
I really want to read The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke is excellent. It's a bit overhyped.
It is now, because I pretty much know everything that happens in The Killing Joke.
It's a bit overhyped, but it's still, like, it's excellent.
Yeah.
What else? Favorite comic books? Yeah, so Swamp Thing, Red Lanterns, Don't Judge Me, it was fucking awesome. Red Lanterns, Swamp Thing, Black Panther, the volume from 1999 onwards, The Client, is a fantastic story.
I do want to read some Black Panther. Obviously, you know, the movie has kind of evoked that kind of increase in sales and increase in interest in the character, but I kind of want to go back to before he got hyped by the movies, because I want to see like what was Black Panther before. Obviously they're going to change him now because the movies have to now tie in with the comics. It's kind of what Marvel are doing. So I would like to see you know, the Black Panther beforehand. Like, I know he had a cape.
The cape is badass, man.
I know he had a cape. I know he had to like eat some special herbs to get connected to the Panther God.
If you want to read old Black Panther, the place I'd recommend starting is The Client.
The Client.
It's this excellent story from like his 1999 volumes, like the first couple of issues, and it's less interesting because it's told from his perspective, but it's told from a State Department officer who's like the official American escort to Black Panther, called Everett K. Ross, and it's like him trying to deal with these superhero antics, and like he doesn't call him King T'Challa or anything, he refers to him as the Client, and he meets his friend Zuri, who's this mad fucking Wakandan tribesman who calls Everett K. Ross Friend Ross, and says he will kill anyone who harms Wakanda's anointed. And he gets visited by Mephisto at one point, and Mephisto gives him pants, and there's like a 3-issue arc just building up to the point where Ross loses his pants, and it's so fucking good, and it's so funny, and there's just so much mad shit going on in it.
Is this General Ross?
No, he's like a state, he's like okay, if King T'Challa is the blackest guy in the world,
okay,
Everett K. Ross is the whitest guy in the world.
Right.
He has like the complete Hanson like DV, like, you know, like bap.
Boom,
He has like their complete collection. He thinks rap music is like weird and stuff. Like a big mob of black people unsettles him.
Speaking of rap music, did you think it was a bit weird that Kendrick Lamar was in charge of all of the music for Black Panther?
He was.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he
I
was
had
the
no idea.
producer, and most of his songs were coming up.
I had no idea.
Did you not? And another thing I found a bit weird is like it doesn't make sense for, a rap artist to be in charge of a movie like Black Panther, just because
The serious tone doesn't quite carry.
there's a serious tone. I haven't seen Black Panther yet, but I will.
Have you not?
No,
Oh,
not yet.
excellent, man. It's an excellent movie.
But I'm just thinking, like Wakanda is a very kind of tribe-oriented monarchy, and so kind of
Yeah, you're expecting a bit more
like a bit
traditional.
tribal. Do you know what I mean? A bit
Yeah.
of tribal African music. I think like wouldn't that have made more sense? Just my
I
opinion.
would say this about the Black Panther movie. Did you think T'Challa was super fucking interesting in Civil War?
I did, yeah.
You won't get that feeling in Black Panther.
No.
You'll get the feeling that Killmonger is super fucking interesting.
Well, I suppose it's due to exposure. Like he didn't get a lot of exposure in Civil War, and that's what made him interesting.
It's not even that. It's still a good movie, and he's still a half decent character. He's one
Yeah.
of the best Marvels ever put out. But it's Killmonger makes that movie.
Well, yeah, I imagine it's Michael B.
He-
Jordan.
Makes that movie. He is so good. His performance is so well carried. He has the perfect amount of. It's weird how he's like a kid off Harlem who talks with an American accent, taking over a major African nation, but it fits so well, and everything is just so well executed.
I always thought it was a bit weird. Obviously, I don't know much about it. I do know that in the comics, like Killmonger, he is Wakandan by birth, but he moved to the States, wasn't it? And he's always kind of felt like an outsider.
It's not. He bounced around the place. It's
Yeah.
kinda all of it. The one big difference between them is Michael B. Jordan is fit in the movie,
Yeah,
but Killmonger in the comics is a fucking swole guy.
yeah.
He would take you to the ground. Do you know, I saw Black Panther like 2 weeks ago, and I actually cannot remember how
Killmonger
gets back there. I think I'm 99% sure T'Challa takes him back there, or he gets in there some other way. I cannot remember.
Because I remember, there's the trailers where like Killmonger breaks what was his name, Claw, out of like some sort of like prison holding.
Cell, yeah. For
And
the
so I was-
interrogation, yeah.
So I was kind of thinking, okay, well Killmonger's obviously going to use Claw to get to Wakanda.
I don't want to spoil anything because I think if
Yeah.
I tell you, it will really spoil the movie for you.
Fair enough. I watched it myself. We kind of deviated a little there.
Yeah.
Actually, just going back on Black Panther, I don't like Chadwick Boseman's accent.
Yes, we've deviated. Now going back to the deviation.
No, it's like we've deviated. We went to Killmonger. Now we're going back to Black Panther.
Chadwick Boseman's accent, yes, it's mildly offensive.
It's not like that. It's just. It's like it seems to be an African accent. Seems to be like the one accent that just universally people get wrong. Like Morgan Freeman could not do Nelson Mandela in Invictus.
Good movie though, still.
It was a good movie, and Chadwick Boseman cannot do a proper
No,
African
I would say
accent.
this. One, you get used to it and it stops bothering you after like 10 minutes. Two, Chadwick Boseman still does a good job as T'Challa. Three, get over it. Michael B. Jordan comes in with like the most Harlem fucking accent in the world.
But that makes sense for the character.
Yeah, but like, do you know that kind of toothpick that Michael B. Jordan always has?
Yeah.
He still has that. He still has
It's
it.
kind of a trademark
He
now.
still has it. Like it's. But anyway, we should probably get off this. We've been on for like 10 minutes.
All right.
So what else is going to be on the channel? Basically anything that interests us really.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have Let's Plays. It's just
Definitely.
our upload schedule is going to be a bit all over the place
Just for the moment while we try to figure out
Yeah,
the
while
kinks of everything.
while we try and hammer everything out.
It's gonna be crazy.
Like I'm in the process of moving, and so is Ben actually. So everything's just a bit up in the air.
Yeah, it's just you don't want to see what my house looks like. It's just a bombshell.
Like we're recording this just to show our professional. We're recording this at 2:30 in the morning in Ben's kitchen,
Oh yeah, in the corner,
using plastic bags to soundproof the room.
using equipment that we don't actually own.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah, all our equipment is rented, and I say rented, I mean we just took it off our rent.
We really need to work on this.
Oh god, this is so low budget, but please guys, love us.
Love it. We're using a nice mic this time. Next time it won't be so nice.
Love us like our parents won't.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. That's another topic for another day.
But,
Oh, man.
Yeah. If you guys would like to see any particular game played, would you just let us know?
And send it to us. We'll give you a PO box. No, we won't.
We don't have a PO box. We're not giving you our address.
No,
I'll give you Ben's address. Don't worry.
No.
But yeah, let us know what you want us to play. I'm sorry for not particularly entertaining tonight, but it's very late. We're very tired. We've a lot of coffee in us, and our friend is asleep in the next room.
We're really just trying not to wake everybody up. I mean, this is a semi-detached, so it's just 360 degrees of people sleeping.
Yeah, so if not, we will be more entertaining in the future. We promise.
We do promise that. That is a promise.
But yeah, we were planning on doing Dark Souls 3, maybe Dark Souls 1 remaster when it comes out.
I think Dark Souls 1 remastered. I think we might go through the entire trilogy.
Yeah, like I'm not a huge fan of Dark Souls 2.
I haven't played Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2 is very stiff. It's very clunky. It's very not Dark Souls.
Well, kind of every Dark Souls is clunky. I mean, we just figured out there in 3 that there's a delay in the dodge.
In all fairness, that's only because of my PlayStation and we had it on all day.
Okay.
No, but Dark Souls 2 is very tonally different as well.
Okay.
It's very... I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. You'd have to play it to know what I mean.
Alright.
You'd have to play it to know what I mean. Like, it's just weird. Like, Dark Souls 3 is probably my favourite Dark Souls. Just because of how fluid it is and how nice it feels to move.
That kind of defeats the whole point of Dark Souls. I mean, if you go back to the original, it was very, very clunky.
Yeah, but in all fairness, look at Demon Souls.
Yeah, I'm sure. Are they ever gonna remaster Demon Souls?
Oh, please God, let them remaster Demon Souls.
No, to be fair, if there's one remaster I want an Oblivion remaster. Make that.
I want them to stop releasing Skyrim.
I
want.
think we can make a whole video about just why they need to stop.
After the Commodore 64 re-release of Skyrim, I want it done. I want no more Skyrim. I want Valenwood. Valenwood. If the internet's gonna hate us one way or the other.
Sure.
Yeah, I've completed Skyrim on fucking everything, and they're bringing it to the Switch now with like amiibo support and stuff. And you're just like, stop.
I thought they killed the amiibos. Are they still going?
Yeah, that's just Nintendo likes to create like a surplus of demand, so that like it costs a fortune.
Oh man, I've seen some crazy figures on eBay from scalpers.
Oh god, yeah, man, but like
Ike.
Apparently, like it's only in America and Japan. Like in Europe, there's like an abundance of amiibo because it's not as popular.
Yeah, because I've never seen anyone with no amiibo. Have you? Even like I've got like 7-year-old cousins that have Switches and none of them have amiibos.
No, it's because the amiibo, like, an amiibo is worth so much more to you in its box, unused, not put into a game, which is really sad.
It's very sad.
Because like you buy an amiibo for its functionality more than anything.
It's like Skylanders. Do you know what I mean? You bought them.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know. I had it. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I always wanted it. It looks so cool.
It was cool. It was. The only problem was like it was like €20 a figure. So I mean like. It was just really expensive.
You're a Warhammer fan, so you can't really complain about spending €20 on a figure.
I really can't.
Yeah, another thing that's going to be on the channel is some tabletop stuff.
Yeah, we might do some tabletop
stuff. Ben is a big Warhammer fan, and I'm a huge Magic the Gathering fan.
So we might have some kind of like, I say slight tutorial episodes where we try to teach each other.
Maybe a playthrough, maybe.
Although I don't have 8th edition Warhammer yet. So, I mean...
Yeah, and I have not played Magic the Gathering in ages, but I was all about that red, green rushdown, boy.
Yeah, and any Dark Angels players out there, hit me up.
Yeah, so that's kind of going to be the bulk of the channel. We're rounding the last 10-ish minutes of the podcast.
Yeah.
So we're just desperately trying to think now how to bring this to a natural closing end.
Natural closing end. Well, I suppose we could just say fuck the natural closing end and just go. This has been Destination Procrastination.
I'm not done.
Ben.
I am not done.
You're not done?
I have more insightful commentary.
Well, why did you just bring up the ending then?
Because I want the peeps to know how like our behind the scenes goes.
Sure, we'll Twitch it.
Like we make 4 million off YouTube a week. It's great.
On our one episode.
On our one episode, yeah. This is better take off, guys. If this doesn't take off, I'm coming for you.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
But what else do you want to talk about, man? We have 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes.
What do you want to talk about?
Alright, let's talk about...
Sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No, can't. Copyright. God damn it.
God damn it.
What's the limit? 10 seconds?
I think it's 10 seconds.
I think it's 10 seconds.
Unless it's a Nintendo, in which case we're fucked.
Oh, Nintendo. Oh, fucking Nintendo. You play one bit of our music. Copyright, boy.
Sure, you have to...
Partner with us.
Is there, like, affiliate programs still, like, active on YouTube? Oh, shit.
It's not as harsh, though.
As it was.
It's not as harsh.
They
as
fixed it.
They're only harsh on their new releases.
Actually...
Like, if you're not seeing the amount of editing, like, tricky editing, YouTube's tried to do to get around playing Super Mario Odyssey.
No, I haven't, to be fair. I haven't really looked at Super Mario Odyssey. I found that game a bit strange.
Phenomenal.
It does, but I mean...
Guys, if anyone wants to see us play Switch games, send us a Switch.
And games.
And games.
Yeah, we can't play a Switch with no games.
Send me a Japanese version of Monster Hunter Double Cross, and I will play the fuck out of it.
With his Google Translate.
People, you can be expecting a Monster Hunter World playthrough, because Ben has never played Monster Hunter, and I fucking love Monster Hunter, and I'm so excited for Okay, Monster Hunter World is out, well, like a long time at the time of this recording, but I haven't played it because I'm poor as fuck. But I'm so buzzed for it. It looks so good.
Actually, that's something we should talk about. New releases that we're excited for.
Yeah, new releases we're excited for, man. We can do that in 9 minutes.
Of course. Okay.
New releases that just came out that I'm excited for.
Or even games that haven't been released yet.
Games that haven't been released yet. The Final Fantasy VII remake. It's never happening.
Oh, it's never happening.
It's never happening, but...
There's like so many issues with that. They're like, it's going to be episodic, and people went, boo.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's people are like, no.
Oh, yeah. People are like, no, don't do it. Please don't.
The Final Fantasy VII remake, that's never happening. What is... I was very excited for Monster Hunter World. I still am. I really want to play it. Looks absolutely brilliant. What else? Valenwood, that's never happening.
No. We just don't have the technology right now.
Fucking Mega Man 11. Oh, that's coming out soon. First new Mega Man game in like 10 years.
That better be good, otherwise it's getting fucked.
Oh yeah, man, it can't be another Mighty number 9.
No.
Oh, it looks so good though. Like, if you're looking for a good place to start Mega Man, PSP remakes, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, it's a remake of the original Mega Man X. Mega Man Powered Up, it's a remake of the original Mega Man. If you don't have PSP, I've heard from people on the internet, I'd never do this myself, that there's a special program that they're called emulators, I think they're referred to, where you can download the game files and play them. It's illegal, so me and Ben would never do that.
Oh, of course, never. Especially because, you know, Australians and their emulators.
Yeah, emus are New Zealand, but whatever, dickhead. I think they're New Zealand.
I thought they were Australian.
I think they're both.
Are they both? They probably are both.
For some reason, I think emu and I think New Zealand.
We are so racist.
No, I'm not racist.
You are lacist.
Stop, Ben, with your Japanese. Ben makes fun of me because I do Japanese.
And you failed.
I'm terrible at it.
You got 20% in your marks.
Shut up, Ben. But yeah, any new releases you're excited for?
I'm excited for Darksiders 3. I have to
You're
say.
about to say Dark Souls 3.
I was going to say Dark Souls 3 and I was like, nope, catch yourself. No, Darksiders 3. I am excited. Even though, like, I don't find Fury as much as an interesting character as Strife.
I like how there's like this sort of mystery built up around her, because they've mentioned her like twice.
I don't think they've ever mentioned her. There was like one visual key that I can remember, and that's when at the end of Darksiders, when War breaks the final seal and all of the horsemen kind of come down in those they come down in sort of like fireballs. They come down and they're all coming down in the colours. So Death is coming down in a purple flame, Strife comes down in a green flame, and then Fury comes down in a yellow flame. But they've obviously changed her colour scheme now. She's more kind of a kind of purple, kind of pinky.
I like her design
vibe.
though. I like her kind of punk rock design.
I like the punk rock design. Obviously, they did do the stereotypical thing of making her outfit skimpy as fuck.
Yeah, but I don't like. Every series needs a strong female character.
I know, and that's why I don't like the skimpy armor. I think that's just kind of like
that's boost sales. You do what you do to get the game out there.
I suppose, yeah. And I mean, what I do like about her is that she seems to be kind of a little more acrobatic, which is kind of cool. I know.
Yeah, like
War was very kind of stocky,
very heavy, great swordy. But Death was a lot more mobile.
Death was a lot more mobile.
But I think Fury is going to be like that step above, considering it's made on next gen You know.
Yeah, I mean, like, even when she rolls, like, you know how, like, War would do this massive kind of, like, just dash to the side, and then you'd stop a little bit.
Out of the way, like it.
And then, like,
War was, Death was, like, backflipping around the place, but I think Fury's going to be...
Fury does, like, these side flips.
Yeah, a lot more leaf and kind of...
Whips, I don't know, whips are kind of...
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the weapon. Like,
I don't mind them. I played Castlevania. Actually, that's another game I love.
Really, but, you like the one that came out on the Xbox 360?
Yeah, I do.
Oh man.
But like, obviously that one was kind of made sense because he could retract the whip as well.
Such a departure from what Castlevania should be.
I liked it. I thought it was well voice acted. I liked, I thought it was good. But yeah, I mean, they did say that Fury was going to be much more of a mage character, which excites me because I always pick a mage for any RPG. So
no, I go heavy hitter, man. I kill him as fast as possible.
Man, you pick Pyromancer for your Dark Souls playthrough.
Yeah, that's because Pyromancer makes the most sense.
Well, it's still kind of half mage, kind of half kind of knight. It's kind of battle mage.
Yeah, I like Pyromancer.
Yeah, but yeah, I do like mages. I love using magic. I mean, I loved in Darksiders when you could Darksiders 2 when you get your powers and you can kind of branch them off. So that kind of skill tree elements and making your powers a lot stronger, that interests me. I want to see something new though. I've seen a lot of the same rehashed stuff in the trailers we've been given. Like, we've been given trailers and we've had old returning enemies, which I'm fine with, but it kind of seems samey to it seems like,
yes, but there's not much you can do with that formula. It's more about what the character can do than the actual mechanics themselves.
Yeah, I want to see sort of an original use of the chaos form, as in,
I want to see a bit of deviation.
Yeah, I do. I want to see like the chaos form for both Darkseid, for War and Death were just kind of like big demons. Well, Death was the Grim Reaper, but Wars was just big demons, but they were both kind of slow and just heavy hitters. Obviously now we've got Fury, who's a lot more light and nimble, so I want to see like a different chaos form that's not just a big monster.
I would like to see War make a return, because we didn't see him in Darksiders 2, did we?
I haven't played through it all, but I don't think we did. No,
I don't think you see War, and I really like.
You do see some characters from Darksiders 1.
Oh, new release I'm really excited for. Fucking God of War. Oh,
that does look good.
So good. Dad Kratos is the only Kratos.
It does look like a massive deviation from the original kind of God of War kind of format.
It seems a lot more deep in its kind of themes. Like, what was God of War before? Could kill everything. But this, it seems like, Kratos he's living out in Scandinavia to escape what he did. He's a father now.
He's a beard.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much more. I think it's less going to be focused on the combat and more on the storytelling.
I think God of War is just going to do like an Assassin's Creed. So it's like, right, well, we're done with Greek mythology. Let's go Nordic. Fuck that. Let's go Celtic. And then, just once Kratos has killed every single god that exists.
God of War is never stopping until he's killed the world's culture.
And then, and then that's when they like shovel in Christianity and you find out that Kratos was God all along.
And then God of War gets shut the fuck down.
Oh yeah, because...
Okay guys, we're running up to the 40-minute mark, which is about 10 minutes longer than this was supposed to be. So I think we're going to cut it off here and be back next week with a podcast on our favourite games and why, which would be a much longer thing, and maybe a second one about our favourite comic books and why.
Yeah.
So we are going to go to bed now, and if you have listened to the full 40 minutes of this, we really do appreciate it, and we hope to see you next week. Good night.
It's been Destination Procrastination, signing off.